And it's time to play ball here at Minute Maid Park. Les Diaz, the home plate umpire, will get things started here. He's working with Manny Gonzalez at first, Ben May at second, and crew chief Jeff Nelson at third. Nori Aoki will lead things off for the Mariners. Jeff Nelson down at third. Gives the nod to Les Diaz, and we are ready to play ball. Mariners, they are hot, as you know, sweeping in Oakland. They've won 14 of 19. They've won 6 consecutive series, and here we go. Strike one to Nori. And Mike, when you got a hot team, one of the beautiful things when you put your scorebook together, a lot of guys are on hitting streaks.
Yeah, you like to see that. Swinging the bat much better. A number of the guys, especially some of the ones that have been struggling here in the early part. You look at Seager and Lynn, Martin, all of those guys swinging much better. You see what Aoki has done on the road trip, hitting over 300 and taking his walks. He's been on base a lot down in Oakland, so hopefully that'll continue here in Houston.
81 degrees here in Houston. Roof open, very comfortable. Outfield shallow, leaning towards the left side. There's a strike. Nori's been an outstanding pickup. His batting average starting to pick up. There's a pitch. Ball sent up the middle, base hit. Good start for the Mariners. Nori extends his hitting streak to 6 ball games. Here's a look at the rest of the Mariner batting order for this evening.
Robinson Cano, 9 home runs. He's tied for the lead in the American League. Then you go down, you have Kyle Seager. Last 10 games hitting .306 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. Ketel Marte, you can see what he's done on the road trip. In his last 12 games, .388, a .400 on base percentage, and slugging almost .500. He's really been playing well. For Davinsky, a 1.45 ERA. Again, this is just his second start on the year. 18 2/3. He has 16 strikeouts, 4 walks. Opponents hitting .239.
Seth Smith, who had been hot for a while, has cooled off. 0 for 10, 0 for his last 10. But he's been a valuable contributor throughout the early going in this season.
And Houston has the shift on. You can see the curveball from Davinsky. He will use that to the left-handers, a slider to the righties. His best pitch is his changeup. With 2 strikes, he'll throw it almost 50% of the time. Aoki, aware of that, was able to stay back on the changeup and pick up a base hit right back up the middle.
Smitty coming in at .271. 4 homers and 10 runs batted in. Nori back safely. He's 2 for 5 in his base stealing.
Something that we've seen, Dave, and I think you would agree with it, is it seems that this lineup and the way that it's constructed and the length of it, and I heard Jerry DiPoto talking a lot about on base percentage, it seems against opposing starters, they're having a tough time getting through 5 or 6 innings because they're getting their pitch counts up. And especially early in the game, we've seen a lot of first innings where the starters are having to throw 25 to 30 pitches. Seth right in the middle of all of that. Typically you can have some long at bats.
Scott Service was pointing out that Mariners are among the top 3 or 4 teams in pitches seen so far this season. Davinsky, a 25-year-old Californian from Artesia. Aoki back.
It's interesting that at times he will hit 94 miles an hour, and if you watch his delivery, he really flies open with his front shoulder. But he can still rush it up there.
Just the second start of the season. 6 relief appearances. Nori takes off, throw down to second. In time, Eric Kratz to Carlos Correa. 1 out.
Unfortunately for Aoki, not a very good jump.
Easy call for Ben May, second base umpire. Nori now 2 out of 6 in base stealing. Count to Seth, 2-2. They've got Correa, the shortstop, playing right behind second base. Just got a piece of it. End of 3 in Toronto. How about this one? Blue Jays 11, Texas 1.
I believe Derek Holland started that game for the Rangers, and he gave up 5 in the first inning.
2-2 to Seth, and he fouls off another one.
And this will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat for Seth.
Center fielder Gomez shallow and almost in left center. Here's the 2-2. Full count.
This with the curveball. All those pitches down in the zone.
Second start for Davinsky, 6 relief appearances. Lost his last outing. That was at Oakland. Pitch number 8. And back-to-back days for the Mariners, seeing a youngster for the very first time. And he did go, says Laz Diaz. Strikeout, and there's 2 away.
And that was on the changeup. Take a look at the defense for the Houston Astros. Defensive setup brought to you by American Family Insurance. And this athletic outfield and fast. Marizic in left, Gomez in center, and Springer out and right. All of them good throwing arms. Carlos Correa, the young shortstop, 4 errors on the year. And Eric Kratz will get the start behind the plate. Just saw him throw Aoki out. Jason Castro, their starting catcher, struggling this year, so he's getting the night off.
Brings up Robinson Cano. And here's the ball hit to right center field. Springer waiting for it. And an easy inning with Kratz helping out Davinsky, throwing out Aoki. Going to see Wade Miley try to win his 3rd consecutive game when we come back. So you thought Wade Miley was impressive at the Angels, going 7 1/3. How about the next one? He beats Kansas City with his first complete game shutout. 5 hits, 4 strikeouts. Very impressive. Let's see what he does against this lineup tonight.
Tough lineup, and it starts with Jose Altuve, the leadoff hitter. 10 stolen bases, also has 8 home runs, and against Miley, he is a .583 hitter. Carlos Gomez, want to be careful with him. .333 batting average with a home run off of Miley this year. Jake Marizic recently called back up. He will round out the 9 for the Astros.
The always dangerous Jose Altuve going to lead off. Wade Miley, his numbers.
His ER getting better, still over 5, but much better than where it was at after his last 2 outings. 2-2 record, 23 strikeouts in the 32 innings that he has pitched, has 6 walks. Opponents hitting .298.
Altuve, 8 homers, 5 leadoff home runs. First pitch outside, and Elias Sports Bureau says that he is batting .519, 14 for 27, with 6 homers, 11 runs scored in the first inning this season. He is such an offensive generator. 1-1.
He's also an aggressive hitter. That's why Wade was able to get the strike with the changeup. As you look at Kyle Seager playing even with the bag at third.
And there we go again. High drive. Gone. Jose Altuve, 9th home run, 6th leadoff home run, 1-0 Astros. And against Wade Miley, he's now 8 for 13.
And he's also tied Robinson Cano for the league lead in home runs.
Pound for pound, best player in baseball. Man, man.
We'll take a look at it. It's a fastball, 90 miles an hour, middle of the plate.
With that home run, that's number 38.
He hit it out of the ballpark.
He did. Oh, he did. He cleared. The operative question, what are you going to do with this guy?
He's so difficult to deal with because you have to throw him strikes, because if you put him on, he will steal second and third and score runs that way.
Right. It's 10 out of 11 in base stealing. For his career, that's totally out of the building. His 10th career leadoff home run. 6th this year. Goodness gracious.
And with that home run, the Astros have now tied the Mariners for the lead in home runs. The Astros were 2nd in the league in home runs. They're also 3rd in stolen bases. This is an athletic group, and they have a lot of power. They will strike out a lot, strike out more than any other team in the American League.
Picking up where they left off last year. Springer did go, and his strikeout victim, 1 down. I mean, this is almost like it's a broken record, right?
It is, especially in this building. Altuve, very good player, and especially here at home. Seen that over the years.
Talking with Dave Hudgens, one of the hitting coaches, along with Alonzo Powell, your former teammate, who sends his best. Altuve, 9th home run of the season. Carlos Correa, Rookie of the Year last year. You're talking about the Astros getting their offensive swagger back. 6 home runs now this week. Look out.
That's been the difference for them. It's been a struggle, but playing better because of the home runs. Their pitching has still had a tough time. See that the Mariners have been able to handle Correa up to this point, just 2 for 12.
Good pitch there by Miley.
His changeup is going to be an important pitch to him. Locate his fastball down in the zone. He'll use that changeup a lot.
And went back to it. All of 2 strikes. A run in on the Altuve home run. Pitch from Miley. Bounce to Seager. Throws him out. There's 2 away.
Take a look at the American Family Insurance defensive setup for the Mariners. Seth Smith had been playing left field in Oakland. He will be in right field tonight. Adam Lynn had yesterday off. He is back at first base. Chris Iannetta will do the catching. And I thought Ketel Marte had just a brilliant series in Oakland. All 3 games defensively, really played well out at shortstop.
DH Evan Gattis. Changeup, swing and a miss.
Gattis 4 for 8 against Miley in his career.
One and 1. Among the league leaders in triples last year. Not a speedster, but he hits him so far, and they start clanking around in this building.
When you look at the Astros, they are just 1 and 4 against left-handed starters, but they have done their share of damage, so their pitching has let them down. But in the American League, they lead in on-base percentage at .352, 2nd in slugging, and 2nd in OPS.
Easy play for Seth Smith. And that'll do it for the Astros in the first. Jose Altuve does it again to the Mariners. Leadoff homer, 1-0 Houston. Houston, the opening game of this 3-game series. And coming up on Monday, King Felix going to take the hill against the Rays at 7:10. Cheer on the Mariners Ace from the King's Court. But for $25, you're going to score a seat, a King's Court t-shirt, cake card, and have a whole lot of fun. Head to mariners.com/Felix for tickets. Felix for a bounce back. Here's Nelson Cruz. Talking to Cano about Cruz today. Were you surprised at where he hit that ball yesterday in Oakland? He said, no. He says he is in the weight room before every game, before we even get to the ballpark. This one skied to right center. Gomez will get it. He says, I'm telling you, he's going to leave some ballparks this year.
So this would be the easiest one for him to do it. We've already seen Altuve hit one out on the street. But I'd like to see him do, just because yesterday was the home run to center field in that upper deck area, is here. It's 436 to dead away center field, and then they have some sort of grassy, bushy area out towards that. Hit one out in the middle of that. Last year that they're going to have the hill out there and the flagpole.
They were going to take it out for this year as Kyle Seager stands in, but his team made the playoffs last year. They had some other events here, extended the season, so he said, we'll take it out after the 16 season. So if you hit one, I mean, you hit it out there 400 feet, and it's an out. It's 436 at that fence. What was it last year? Marisnik made a spectacular catch.
Up on the hill.
Yes, he did. Jake's in left field tonight, just recalled from the minor leagues.
Good news for the Mariners. Kyle Seager starting to heat up in his last 10 games, a .306 average with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. Kyle 6 home runs and 18 RBIs on the season.
Seager with a huge 3-run homer Tuesday night. Reaches out, pulls it foul. Mariners 8-2 winners at Oakland on Tuesday. It's part of the 4 spot they put up in the 8th to break it open.
And Davinsky, we talked about his changeup, doubled up the changeup.
Number 211 with the cotton candy. Yowza.
Nice.
Very nice. All right, well done. Two and two. That'll find some green. Gonna roll up the hill. Seager to second. He's gonna go for 3. There's the throw to third, and he's in standing. Kyle Seager with a 1-out triple here in the second. That's his first 3-bagger of the season. Coming on a 2-2 pitch, drove it a long way.
And it was on the changeup. Davinsky had doubled up on his changeup, wasted a fastball high in the zone, and came right back with a changeup. This time Kyle, who had pulled the first 2, was able to stay back long enough and drive this into the gap.
Long run for Gomez going up the hill.
Strong throwing arm just offline. And for Kyle with that triple, the hardest part of the cycle.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Isn't that the truth, though?
Yeah, it's the toughest one. He has it out of the way in his first at bat. Why not? Especially with the struggles that the Astros
come back
have.
Seager gets back safely. Adam Loon taps out. How many cycles did you have?
1.
1.
Yeah.
In
Chicago.
Where'd you get the triple? At what point?
My last at bat.
Dude.
I know.
Wow, the last AB.
Yeah, my last AB.
Oh, man.
And through the years, one of the things that you've never heard me do is brag about my speed. So
you must have crushed it.
Hit it right down the right field line.
Right, and they were playing. Were they
They're
playing
in right center. He had to run a mile to go pick it up.
Chris Sionnet, a 4-game hitting streak for him.
And in this series, this 4-game series, you're going to see the shift on almost with every hitter, and they have it on now with Chris Ionetta. The Astros shift as much as anybody.
How about yesterday seeing Manaea for the first time? They get to him the 3rd time around.
Making adjustments.
Seeing this kid for the first time.
one of the things that I've liked this year with the club is you'll see it throughout the game. Guys, after they've had an at bat, especially somebody that they haven't seen, they will walk by and have a quick conversation with Edgar. And I think during the game they start to put a plan together and then they execute it as a collective group. Been fun to watch.
3-1 dying at it.
And they've done some work as you take a look at Edgar in the dugout. But overall 8th in hitting now. And they were what, 13th or 14th probably about 10 days ago. So they've done a lot of damage.
Some popped up. Altuve calling everybody off. And that will do it. A triple. But Seager is left stranded 1-0 Astros. One nothing Astros early on, and wear what the pros wear Friday, May 13th. Mariners replica socks night. Mariners will meet the Angels. First 20,000 fans pick up a pair of striped socks that look just like the ones the Mariners wear on the field. Visit Mariners.com for tickets. Those Angels struggling, couple of games under 500 starting tonight. Ketel Marte, how about what he has done? You youngsters out there want to play like he does. Kid has been on fire. Swinging the bat well and defensively been outstanding. It's Carlos Gomez, center fielder. Big swing and a miss. Helmet comes off. Strike one.
Starting with a changeup.
Did doubles in each of his last 3 ball games. Coming over from Milwaukee last year.
Talking about Marte and his play at shortstop, I think you have to give a lot of credit to Manny Acta. Basically, there was some fundamental things that he wasn't doing very well, and Manny had him in spring training and straightened out his footwork, and that's all it was his footwork. It was causing him some throwing issues, though, and because of all the work that Ketel has put in, and Manny, I think that it's really helped him a lot. And we've commented a number of times how strong his throwing arm is because of his footwork now.
The other thing, too, you know what he's handling well, and we talk about it all the time. He's making routine plays. The spectacular is going to take care of itself, but he's making routine plays.
And that's what you want, especially in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning with the way the Mariners play so many close games.
Yeah. 1-2 pitch. Gomez does not cheat himself when he swings. High energy player. Here's the pitch from Miley. Swing and a miss. Iannetta tries to throw it down there, and Gomez speeding first base line. Second strikeout for Miley. One away. And coming up tomorrow, our CenturyLink What's Next. Wouldn't be a Houston series without Taijuan Walker facing them. Go against former Mariner Doug Fister. Mariners got to Fister last week. Taijuan off to a wonderful start. 2-1 with a 1.80 ERA. 29 strikeouts, only 3 walks. Fister having his problems with a 4.6 ERA. Marwin Gonzalez, switch hitter. One of the better utility players we have in the American League.
Not many at bats, but 2 for 6 against Miley with a home run. Probably the reason he's in the lineup.
Miley jumps out in front 0-2. Wade 11-11 Boston last year. And there's a called third strike. Back-to-back Ks here for Miley. He's got 3 in the first 2 innings. 3 strikeouts.
Gonzalez may be looking for the changeup because it's a good fastball on the inner third, 91 miles an hour. Didn't argue about it. It was right there, a good pitch.
Bring it Tyler White. Youngster got out to a very fast start. He's cooled off. At 221.
Has some power. 5 home runs on the year. He leads rookies in the American League with 14 RBIs.
1-1. His defensive alignment could not check his swing. Ball and 2 strikes.
And here in the early going, it looks as if Miley has a pretty good slider again to the right-handers. He likes to bury it right towards their back foot. That one missed the inside corner, but was able to get him to swing at it.
And a 1-2. Cano will take care of it. And throws out Tyler White. Good inning for Wade Miley. The only blemish in Altuve leadoff homer. 1-0 Astros. Leading 1-0 as you look at the top of there he is, Felix Hernandez. He'll be looking for a bounce back on Monday when Tampa Bay comes to town. CenturyLink What's Next? He'll be opposed by Drew Smyly. Tough go yesterday for Felix. 4+ innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned. And a couple of defensive mistakes that he made that we never see him make, and it was costly.
Yeah, a little bit of indecisiveness on a bunt play. Billy Burns ended up beating it out and then trying to make a play at the plate on a little comebacker. It looked to me as if he was trying to get the double play, rushed it some, and ended up dropping the ball, which we rarely see him do. But you know, the good news with Felix, he typically bounces back in pretty good shape. So Monday night, I would expect him to pitch really well.
The other thing was good to see the boys pick him up. He's picked this franchise up for
you and I were
many a
talking
year.
about that exactly right yesterday. Up.
Bullpen did a great job. Didn't give up any runs. Gave up just 2 hits. Here's Marte. He's been on a really good run. Love the slap double.
Yeah.
As a lefty hitter, ran up in the box, hands separated, and hit a bullet down the left field line. Scott Service was saying the only other guys in recent memory that he's seen, the guy we mention all the time, Eric Ibar, and he also mentioned Rafael Furcal. You better have some good speed, and when it works, it's a beautiful play. Slaps this one left field, but Marisnik can't play perfectly. One away, and will bring up Leonys Martin, and this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Minute Maid Park opened back in 2000. Home of the Astros after they left the Astrodome. Martin shows bunt.
You know what I liked with Martin in Oakland? In the second game, he obviously hit the home run. Everybody enjoyed that. But he also later in the game was able to drop down a bunt for a hit. And he did it again yesterday. And you saw him show bunt right there. And with that, Gonzalez is well in on the grass at third. But I like it because the scouts are going to pay attention to it. It's going to be in the scouting reports. And then you see the third baseman have to play really short at third. It opens up some holes for you. Cuts down the range of the infielders.
You related your conversation with Edgar Martinez about his back elbow, his left elbow.
Yeah, it seems that he's getting closer to it, but you can see his elbow is a little bit high now. It was even higher, and when he was starting his stride, that elbow would go up even higher than it is, which caused the barrel of the bat to point out towards the pitcher. And so when he would start his swing, he had a big loop in his swing. And so Edgar's trying to get him to relax that back elbow a little bit.
1-2 pitch.
And you can see it right there. That was pretty good. Did not have the barrel going forward. So just take some of that loop out of there. Give him a little bit more time at home plate. And he's just starting. It'd probably take him a little bit of time. You get into those bad habits. Takes a little bit of time to get out of it, but he looks more comfortable.
Swing and miss.
Another good changeup.
2 Ks now for Davinsky. 2 outs. Get back to the top of the order. Nori Aoki.
82 miles an hour, starts it on the inside corner. He wanted it to go away. For a hitter, it's tough. You see the ball inside and you expect it to be a fastball. That's very rare that you'll see a changeup in there. I think that probably fooled Martin.
Ball 1 to Nori. Base hit the center on a 2-2 pitch. Tried to steal second there. Kratz threw him out. To Nori. So ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the third. Jose Altuve, a leadoff homer for the Astros. One of 3 hits in the ballgame. Mariners have 2. Aoki with a first inning single. Triple by Seager in the second. 2-2. And he goes up the middle again. Base hit.
On the same pitch, the changeup. So he's paying attention to the scouting report. Davinsky, again, for him, when he gets 2 strikes, he'll throw his changeup about 50% of the time, which is a lot. And Aoki picking up base hits on both times with 2 strikes off the changeup, hitting it right back up the middle. And you can see again his top hand come off the bat, keeps him from rolling it over and hitting a ground ball to the second baseman. It's not an easy thing to do, but you can see as he gets out there, he's out in front of it, and his top hand just comes right off the bat to keep him from rolling over it. We've seen him do that a number of times so far here in the early going.
Change up to Seth Smith, swing and a miss. Smitty struck out first time.
And Seth saw, what, 8 pitches, I believe, in that at bat.
Kratz has thrown out Aoki. Wants to see as we move forward how often they'll test him. Kratz has thrown out 2 of 5 this season. Strike called. Seth's got to work from an 0-2 count.
Back-to-back changeups. Again, that changeup on the inside corner.
Did he take? He did, says Jeff Nelson. Goes back to what we were talking about the other day. Get help, no big deal.
Doesn't take any time. And it's a much easier call for the umpires that are on first or third, depending on what type of hitter is at the plate. We'll take a look at Seth checking his swing. High fastball after a couple of changeups.
All in 2 strikes. 2-2.
Talking about Aoki getting thrown out after the play was over. He was looking back towards first base, and I was wondering if maybe there's something wrong with the track out there for him. A tough time getting started. Sometimes at the start of the game it's difficult to run because they put so much water on the field.
He played with Ricky Henderson. How did that affect him?
Nothing affected Ricky Henderson. The best all time. Yeah, it looks like it's dried out a little bit for him now. He will be running with the pitch. 3-2.
Smitty's worked a full count. Aoki takes off. And it's ball 4. A couple of men aboard for Robinson Cano. First walk in the ballgame.
And for Davinsky, he's thrown 51 pitches. Seth Smith has seen 14 of them.
Let's see what Cano can do. He and Nelson Cruz came in a combined 16 for the last 29. But this kid right here, look what he's done against 3 and 4 hitters. This is his second start. Davinsky made 6 relief appearances for the Astros. Robbie first time up. Flight out to right.
He was aggressive, hit the first pitch.
Does the same thing here. Gets it past the diving Tyler White. Coming around to scores Aoki. We got a tied ball game. Seth Smith digging for third. He'll get there. And Robbie Cano comes up big again. Ties the score at 1-1. That's his 27th run batted in. Extends his hitting streak to 6 ball games.
And one of the things he's done well, along with hitting the ball out of the ballpark, is with 2 outs, he's picked up a number of RBIs this year. Mariners now 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position, and that number for them overall continues to go up. Coming into the game, hitting .233, 1 for 3 this evening.
14 2-out RBIs for Robinson Cano. Very impressive. Cruz gets time.
And they put the shift on with Nelson hitting, so Altuve, the second baseman, over on the left side of the infield. And with White holding the runner on the entire right side open.
27 RBIs, leads the American League. He started with a 4-run spread between he and Mike Trout. Talking about Cano. Way out in front.
Well, that's impressive when more than half of your RBIs, you're picking them up with 2 outs.
That is vital. Big part of the reason why the Mariners are in first place in 5 games above 500. 1-1 to Nelly. Hit it hard. Right field. What a catch. Oh my goodness. George Springer. Nelson Cruz put a dent in that baseball. And we talked earlier about the great athleticism in this outfield. You got basically 3 center fielders out there. These guys are all terrific. And look at that, because that was extra bases for Nelly. The good news, the Mariners do tie it on the Robbie Cano base hit. What a play. Time now for our greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Best records in Major League Baseball, the Cubs and the Nationals. And the Nationals open up a 4-game series at Wrigley tonight. Top 4, no score. Dusty Baker's Ball Club going against Joe Madden's Chicago Cubs. The White Sox having a great year too. Robin Ventura has them at 20 and at 19-9 starting tonight. Here's Eric Kratz.
You're talking about the Chicago Cubs. Looking at it today, the Mariners' run differential on the year is at 29, which is a good run differential to have when you're 27 games into the season. The Cubs at 93.
It's obscene. I'm telling you, it's obscene, I tell you.
It is.
My goodness.
I mean,
and that's with losing Schwarber.
Yeah.
Kratz, Marisnik, and Altuve against Wade Miley. Hit hard, hooking foul. Yeah, you look at that number, you go back. Wait, let me make sure I get that right. They are plus what? You know, I mean, it's astounding.
I think that in the same amount of games, the 2001 Seattle Mariners, who obviously won 116 games,
right,
at the same time in the season, they were at a plus, I think, 41 or 2.
Seager gobbles it up, throws out Kratz.
So they more than double that.
They were what, the 0-1 team was at where?
I think they were 40, call it the low 40s.
Okay.
And these guys are at 93. And they won 116 games that year. The 2001 Mariners.
I know. I know from listening to a couple of guys I know, not real well, but I know him, Tony Kornheiser and Mike Wilbon on Tony's radio show. He's comparing this Cub team, their run differential, to the 27 Yankees and what they did.
That gives you an idea.
Yeah. It's crazy. Here's Marisnik, just recalled. Limited action thus far, just this 12th game. He's 1 for 10. Phenomenal numbers.
Have him, Jake. Come on, Jake.
Pretty well stroked on back Martin. He's got it. Let's take a look at our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. We go back to a 1-1 pitch. Leading off the home first. And yep, Jose Altuve. Look what he does here. 418 feet worth of home run.
Out of the stadium.
My goodness. Before June 1, with 7 home runs by Brady. The MLB record for leadoff homers before June 1 is 7 with Brady Anderson back in '96. He's got 6.
You mentioned the assistant hitting coach Alonzo Powell. He was saying pound for pound, he's probably the strongest guy in the big leagues. He said he was squatting 400 pounds.
I think they posted video of that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
4 Bills at 5'6" or thereabouts.
Yeah, so 9 home runs. He also has 10 stolen bases.
I think he had 38 last year. Man. Miley's certainly seen plenty of them. 8 out of 13 against Wade with that home run.
He's so difficult to pitch to. Great back control. And he's an aggressive hitter, and he can hit pitches out of the strike zone and still get base hits on them.
2-2. Fouls it off. Coming into tonight's ball game, career against the Mariners, Altuve .319 with 4 homers and 32 runs batted in, which he's added to. Way outside. Big pitch number 7 coming up. Through the whole base hit. Interesting colors above Minute Maid Park, which opened back in 2000. First of 3 visits here by the Mariners. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, Root Sports crew.
We were talking about how comfortable it is here tonight, and it will be throughout the weekend. It's nice weather when we go home. Mariners taking off on Monday and have Felix on the mound. A good week of weather.
Last time we were home, you folks were great. 119,000 came out for the weekend. And this homestand will feature 3 games with Tampa Bay, 2 night games and a day game, and then 2 night games and a day game with the Angels before we take off for the East Coast for a quick trip. So come on out. This is a good ball club. Springer swings like that, even that hard, even in BP. Mother was a gymnast, so must have given him some flexibility genes.
Well, and he's young.
That is a factor, my man. That is a factor. Springer starting the day at .273 hitter, 6 homers, 16 runs batted in. Struck out the first time up. As Diaz wants to play to pick up. Notice that last time we see him clapping his hands. Come on, boys, let's go. Not much of a lead by Altuve, but as you know, he will run.
And the other thing that he'll do over there is it doesn't look like it's much of a lead, and he'll start walking. He'll get a walking lead and take off.
We saw him do that a couple times last year at our place. He's not going anywhere, then boom, he's gone. Right now, you need a Joe Beimel kind of move to keep him close.
Yeah, that would help. And Wade has a good move, but not to Joe's standards.
folks of a certain age, and throw a name at you, and you're going to remember. Altuve is one steal away from tying the toy cannon Jimmy Wynn for number 10 on Houston's all-time stolen base list. They didn't have a lot of great players back in the day, but he was one of them. He and young Joe Morgan, we're talking 63-4-ish. There he is, the toy cannon. Not the biggest guy, but he, just like Altuve, packed a lot of punch. Here we go. Retired Springer. Astros are gone in the third. So Altuve gets a base hit, and he's left out on the base paths in this 1-1 game. Geico, this date in MLB history. Back in 1991, Greg Briley's 16th inning homer gives the Mariners a 5-4 win in the longest game in Kingdome history. Each team scored a run in the 12th. The Yankees took a 4-3 lead, top 16. Dave Valley caught 9 innings before Edgar Martinez pinch hit for him in the bottom of the ninth. Bill Kruger pitched the final 2 2/3. Got the W. Way to go, Billy. Line drive up on a one-hop. Nice play by Correa. Robs Kyle Seager. We've seen Cano with that nice short hop backhand.
No, I thought because they have the shift on, you could see the defense that maybe this would take a funny hop. But he ends up getting it in the webbing. It bounced up on him. It's a good play. Thought maybe Kyle was going to pick up a base hit. He tripled in his first at bat. Thought he picked up a base hit right there.
Here's Adam Lind. Tap back to the pitcher, Davinsky. First time up. Altuve, home run in the first. Mariners tied it in the third. Cano driving home Nori Aoki. So we thought Adam Lind might pinch hit yesterday. I was talking to Scott Service about this when AT HOU came up that second time. And 2 innings before, he told Edgar, we're probably going to see Axford. What's his, when he gets behind, what's his pitch choice? And it was 80% fastballs. And he said he sort of kept that in mind because I asked Scott the whole genesis of the question, how much of a feel guy are you? How much of a numbers guy are you? You know what I'm saying? More of a numbers guy. But you know, I had good scouting report. I had good data, and he said, "Listen, I could have set Adam Lind up. He could have popped that. He could have hit a home run. But I just had a good feeling, as you talked about, pinch hit double in spring training, the fly out he had in center, a fly out to center field at our place. I said, let it ride."
Yeah, I know. And the other thing about it too is, if he's able to get ahead in the count and he's going to get a fastball, we've seen he already homered in the game, so his confidence was high. I think you consider that as well when you're looking at the equation. But I think more than anything with AT HOU, one of the things that we're starting to learn about him Dave, is when he gets a chance to see a pitcher, he will make an adjustment to it.
Good point.
The home run that he hit off of Diekman.
Oh, that was tremendous.
Yeah, it was the same thing. He'd seen a bunch of pitches that he ended up
Right.
grounding out at short, and then 2 days later, here he comes and he hits the home run for the Mariners to get their only win on that first homestand, sent him out on the road where they played well. So he kind of jump-started everything.
Right.
But again, he was aware of Diekman. He had seen him and knew what he liked to do and took advantage of that.
And since that home run, things have really trended upwards
Right.
for the Mariners. That was that final game of the opening homestand. It had been swept by Oakland and lost the first 2 to Texas. Here's Iannetta, 2 out, nobody on. Chris popped out to the second baseman.
It was a fun series against the A's to watch the offense go. They ended up with 41 hits, 16 of them on the last day.
Fouled off. Talking to Cano and Service and a couple of guys, I said, you know, you give up, and we talked about it on the air yesterday, you give up a 6 spot. After you get a 4 spot to take the lead, give up 6, you think you're dead in the water. They kept fighting, kept coming back.
I liked what Nelson Cruz was talking about after the game and some of the comments that Nelson had made too. It was basically do your job, try to get things going, get some guys on base, and you never know what can happen.
That's exactly right. Strikeout looking 1, 2, 3 in the 4th in this 1-1 game. All right, Angie, thank you, and thank you for all the fans who are watching us here on Root Sports, wherever you may be. Thanks for joining us. Carlos Correa, Evan Gattis, Carlos Gomez here, 3, 4, and 5 in the 4th inning. Jose Altuve, a wrecking crew, 2 for 2. Rest of the Astros 0 for 9 against Miley. Wade struck out 3. First pitch strike here to Correa.
For the Astros, 1 run on 2 hits. Mariners a run on 4 hits. One of the things to keep in mind as you watch this series over the next 4 days, if you're one of the starting pitchers for the Mariners, you just have to stay away from the big inning. When you look at the Astros, part of the problem for them hasn't just been their starting pitching, but their bullpen. Their bullpen ERA ranked 14th in the American League. So there's an opportunity to score some runs if you can get the starter out of the game.
Some of the upper echelon teams, the last thing you want to do is get into the bullpen.
That is true. When you really don't want to see 95 to 98, which a lot of clubs have. But this Astros bullpen has struggled. Last year it was a real strength in the first half of the season for them. That has not been the case this year.
Off the end of the bat. Miley's got it. And throws out Correa, one down. Mariner Moose invites all youngsters to head to center field the next time they're at the ballpark. There they can check out the Seattle Children's Playfield, plus stop by the Moose Den and have their picture taken with the best mascot in baseball. Houston natives who are Mariner fans, maybe some transplant from the great Pacific Northwest. There's Evan Gattis flat out the right. Marte. There's that footwork you were talking about.
One of the things that he was doing is when he would field the ground ball, he would almost catch it sideways, and then his right foot would drop behind his left leg, which would get him turned offline with his shoulder, and then flies open, and that's when you start to throw the sinker over there. And now he basically is just bringing his feet together, a nice little crow hop, and let it go right over the top.
Here's Carlos Gomez. Struck out his first time. Quick 2 outs here for Miley. Eleven outs from Miley, 6 on the ground, including 3 in a row. Carlos Gomez, a real high energy ball player. Several helicopters flying over. Lost its helmet on the swing, strikes out for the second time. 10-pitch inning. Wade Miley, good work, 1-1 game. After the game for Mariners postgame, presented by Delta Airlines. Great to have you with us in Houston. First of 4, then the Mariners come home for Tampa Bay. We look forward to seeing you Monday. Felix will be on the mound against the Rays. 3 games against them, and the Angels make their first visit. Here's a drive, right field, going foul. Marte, Martin, and Aoki, 8, 9, and 1 here in the 5th inning.
Marte flew out to left field his first time up. Into the game over his last 12 games. Been a hot hitter, hitting .388, 400 on base percentage.
I like that.
Yep.
One. There isn't it? Can't make the play. Ball and 2 strikes. Get your tickets for Monday when the Mariners come home. CenturyLink brings you what's next. Here's Smiley. taking on Felix Hernandez. Felix still among the best in ERA at 2.21.
And Smiley has pitched well for the Rays.
On to 2 to Marte. Turned on that. Casey Kendall had to skip out of the way. He'll be on Casey about that. Good move. He likes to dance. Came in handy. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup again. It's 3 consecutive strikeouts, 5 for the ball game.
And we'll take a look at the changeup. It's been a really good pitch of his. 79 miles an hour. You can see the bottom fall out of it. So a 6 pitch at bat, but Marte ends up striking out.
Here's Martin, struck out in a 2-2 pitch.
Oh, he tried it.
Yeah, why not?
Well, the third baseman Gonzalez is playing in on the grass. Martin showed bunt. Again, he had bunt base hits in the last 2 games in Oakland before the team got here to Houston. Just trying to take advantage of it. I think it's a little bit easier thing to do if you get a fastball. It was an off-speed pitch that he tried to hit that way. Makes it tougher if you get a fastball. Just put the barrel on it.
Correa moves over to the right side of the infield.
That's with the curveball. Talked about Davinsky and what he likes to throw when he's ahead in the count. You can see a lot of changeup, 46% on his changeup, and we've seen that today, and he's had a good one.
Pitch to Martin, up high.
Hey, far enough. You go. Come on, kid.
1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count here. Full count. Nori on deck. Second start this season for Davinsky. And a little squibber. Kratz. Safe. Good speed. Martin busting it down the line. He's aboard.
That was a swinging bunt. Swinging bunt, a little bit of confusion, but Kratz, the catcher, gets the pitcher out of the way. Strong throw to first and a close play, but he is called safe. He just beat it. Good hustle, infield hit.
1 out, 1 on for Aoki, who's 2 for 2. He's twice singled up the middle. Good lead by Martin. He's back safely. He's 3 out of 4 in base stealing. Nighttime settling in here in Houston. Good day for Aoki with the 2 hits. Martin, a team leader with 3 stolen base, has a nice lead. Pitch. Taken for a strike. Some good lights here at Minute Maid Park. Close.
I think he ended up getting about a half a step more on his lead that time.
He takes off here. 0-1. He doesn't. Pitch. Popped up. Kratz will take a look. He's got to play. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. Weekend series here in Houston. Then we come home. We see Monday night, Safeco Field, Tampa Bay. Rays only visit. Day off on Thursday, and then the Angels come to town for the first time. Then back east, Baltimore. And we'll see Cincinnati. Mariners playing the NL Central this year. So 2 outs. Brings up Seth Smith with Martin at first. Smitty has struck out and walked. Ooh, that was close too.
A bit surprised he didn't dive back in.
Yeah.
So staying on his feet, and I think made it a closer play. He's clearly safe. His foot on the corner of the bag.
Manny Gonzalez, the first base umpire. Yep. There he goes. Good jump. Kratz from his knees. Safe.
Part of stealing bases is picking the right pitch, and he certainly did that. It looked like it was the changeup at 79 miles an hour. Strong throw again by Kratz. From his knees, you can see the changeup down in the zone. He gets rid of it quickly.
Stolen base number 4 for Martin.
Mariners 1 for 4 runners in scoring position, and the other thing that helped him, it was a late hard slide, feet first slide into second base.
So Mariners 1 for 2 in base stealing tonight. Aoki got caught in the first. Base hit can pick up a run. Strike 1 to Seth. 1-1.
Seth has seen a lot of changeups tonight. His first 2 at bats combined, he saw 14 pitches.
Correa holding the runner at second.
Hey, you gotta take a look.
Fouled off 1 and 2.
Take a look.
Anybody you played with that saw that work counts like Seth Smith does and gets that pitch count up?
Well, there are a lot of them. I think the unique thing with Seth, I was talking about this on the radio before the game, is we can see a lot of pitches, and then he'll go up there on the first pitch fastball. If he likes it, he'll hit it hard, put it in play. I don't think he's trying to see a lot of pitches.
Understood.
I think he's looking in an area, and if he gets a pitch there, he's going to hit it.
Gonzalez. Ooh, just missed. Seth's at bat stays alive.
And the other thing that he does really well is he fouls off a lot of tough pitches when he has 2 strikes. It's like Gonzalez has to reach over the camera in the camera well and can't quite get there.
Mark, our cameraman, right in play, Mark. Gets a second life here. Martin at second. Breaking ball, get him looking. Runner stranded in the 5th. Score tied at 1-1. Yes, you do. Don't blink. Thank you, Angie. Marwin Gonzalez to lead it off here in the home fifth. Wade Miley tonight has struck out 4, giving up a run on 2 hits. Altuve, a leadoff homer, and the other base hit by Altuve in the 3rd.
.56 pitches, 40 of them for strikes. So he's done a good job commanding the strike zone.
Gonzalez, White, and Kratz 6, 7, and 8 coming up here against Wade Miley.
He's had a really good changeup slider combination to the right-handers. Fastball. Yeah, fastball right on the inside corners. Fastball's been right around 90, 91 miles an hour.
It looks like it's got more hop than that given his off-speed pitch.
Yeah, I agree. I think because he's using his changeup effectively along with the slider, then when he throws his fastball, it's jumping on him a little bit.
One and 2. Saved there by Ionetta. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gonzalez took a cold 3rd strike in his first at bat. Don't forget your first place Mariners coming home Monday. Tampa Bay. Felix on the mound. Look for him to make a bounce back. Off the end of the bat, Squibbert going to be trouble. That's a base hit. Oh, chalk on that stick. Wow. Base hit for Gonzalez to start off the home fifth. Seattle forecast next week is almost as hot as the Mariners. The team is playing some great baseball and return to Safeco Field this Monday at 7:10. And you can get in on all the action with view level tickets for only $12 as part of BECU Family Night. Plenty of good seats still available. Pick them up at mariners.com.
Well located infield hit for Gonzalez with Miley on the mound, the left-hander. Typically he'll fall off towards the line at third, so he wasn't able to get turned around in time. Not much of a chance for Cano to make the play. He was playing deep out at second base.
Tyler White, the first baseman, bounced out to Cano. Miley coming off of 2 strong outings. First career complete game shutout last time against Kansas City, the world champions. That one fouled back. Prior to that, he'd beaten the Angels, going 7 1/3. You want to talk about bounce backs in Cleveland? Start before that on the 19th of April. Remember, he walked in 2 men with the bases loaded in that 1 inning.
Really struggled up to that inning. He was pitching pretty well too.
Yep.
Just lost his mechanics and couldn't find them.
Ground ball, Seager off his glove. They get the lead man. A throw by Cano. Almost completed the double play. The bobble cost them 2. They do get the lead runner.
And it looks like the ball on the hop that Kyle ends up fielding comes up on him a little bit, able to recover in time to get the lead runner. Another look at Kyle. That ball comes up. Tries to make an adjustment. Oh, rolled right out the end of his glove.
Here's Eric Kratz.
Kratz grounded out to Seager at third his first time up.
Popped up out of play. Looking at the Houston offensive profile, 13th in batting, 5th in runs, 12th in hits, now tied with the Mariners in home runs, 3rd in stolen bases, last in ERA, and last in strikeouts. A.J. Hinch's ball club, 2nd in his 2nd year as a skipper. 0-2 to Kratz, grounded out to Seager first time up.
And Wade continues to mix it up. Started him with a changeup, comes back with a fastball at the top of the strike zone. Leaves him a lot of options. He can go with another fastball up out of the zone, or go to his changeup down or the slider.
Kratz built along the same lines as John Buck, who caught for the Mariners a couple of years ago. One and two. Fouled it back. Jackson's top of the ninth, trailing at Toronto 12-1. And in that game, Edwin Encarnacion 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, 6 runs knocked in.
Maybe a grand slam in that one.
Hit a 3-run home run.
Oh,
2-run double. Swing and a miss. Kratz is gone. That's strikeout number 5 for Wade Miley. 2 outs here in the 5th. Right to the game, stress-free from Sound Transit's new Link Light rail stations, Capitol Hill and the UW. They're now open, so plan your trip at soundtransit.org. Certainly could use that trip Monday. Don't forget, come on down, Safeco Field, good ball club, first place team. Playing some fine baseball. Line drive center field. Martinez got it. That's off the bat of Jake Marisnick. A runner stranded in the Astros' 5th. The score remains tied at 5-5. Seattle Mariners baseball here in Root Sports, being brought to you by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. By CHI Franciscan Health, the Mariners' official partners in health. Learn to stay Northwest healthy at nwhealthy.org. By Shag, where your friends live. And by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. Good look at Houston. First of 3 visits here to this great city. The great metropolises in the US of A. Here's Robinson Cano to lead it off. Cano, Cruz, and Seager. Robbie with an RBI single in the 30s, 1 for 2. Hit it past the diving first baseman Tyler White.
Second start for Davinsky. So far he is at 88 pitches in his first outing. His last outing against Oakland, when he went 5 innings, he threw 91 pitches. So the Mariners getting a little bit closer, I think, to getting into the bullpen of the Astros.
And this is the Mariners' 3rd time through the order against Davinsky, who's in the 6th inning for the first time in his career. Again, just the 2nd start. 2-1 to Robbie. Solid smash base hit. Is this guy on fire?
He was really swinging the bat well. Really slowing the game down. His balance is perfect, and that's the reason why he's able to handle the high fastball. We saw him hit a couple of high fastballs in Oakland, and that's where this one's right at the top of the strike zone. Look how level the swing is.
That's beautiful.
Yep, solid line drive right back up the middle.
2 for 3. Hitting streak he extended to 6. He did that back in the 3rd.
Astros will put the shift on with Nelson Cruz standing in. Nelson hit the ball hard his last time up, lined out to the right fielder Springer, who made a great catch on him, diving catch.
That gets over Springer's head. A lot of people were running for a long time.
The Mariners had a couple of base runners when he was hitting.
That hit by Cano is the Mariners' 6th. A run on 6 hits, 4 left. Astros run on 3 hits, 2 left.
He had double-digit hits in all 3 games against the A's.
That is impressive. Cano 11 for his last 20, covering 6 games. Breaking ball for a strike. One, 2 to Cruz. Ken Giles warming up in the Astros pen. And a layoff of that pitch. 2-2.
He hasn't thrown him a fastball yet. Started him with a slider, came back with a changeup, a couple of curveballs.
There's Giles, a heralded acquisition during the offseason to shore up the bullpen. 2-2 pitch to Nelly Cruz. Up the middle, nobody there except Altuve. Get out of here. Takes a base hit away from Nelson Cruz. Cano to second.
Well, Nelly trying to beat the shift. You can see where Altuve is. Thought they had a chance once it was past the pitcher. Good news for the Mariners. Cano now in scoring position. The Mariners 1 for 5 runners in scoring position. For Davinsky, 95 pitches. That's a season high again. He threw 91 pitches in his first start against the A's.
Last 2 at bats, Cruz can't catch a break. Fabulous play by Springer, and now Altuve.
That'll bring up Kyle Seager. Kyle with a triple in his first at bat was robbed of a base hit by Correa his second time up. Hit the ball back up the middle when the Astros had the shift on, and Correa was able to make a backhanded play on him.
Kyle with his second inning triple, his first triple of the season. Base hit extended his hitting streak to 6 ball games. Strike 1. Cano at second with 1 out. Mariners trying to get the lead here. Breaking ball misses. Chris Davinsky started the season. Spring is a non-roster invitee, and here he is making his second start. Seager, 227 career hitter here at Minute Maid Park with 4 home runs. Changeup.
It just isn't going to give in to him.
Correa playing up the middle. shortstop. Altuve and Tyler White splitting up the rest of the right side of the infield. 2-2 here to Seager. Count stays at 2-2. Talking about the Cubs earlier, they lead 2-0. Top of the 6th against Washington. White Sox trailing at home against Boston 4-1. 2-2 pitch here to Seager. Popped it up. Hang up in the air for a long time for Gomez. He's there to make the catch. And there's 2 away with a runner at second here in the 6th. Unique promotion, special prices and good times are to be had when you join the Mariners for special group events at the ballpark. Be on hand for college nights, bark at the park, and more. For a full list of group events this season, log on to mariners.com/special events.
Pitching coach Brent Strom making a trip out to the mound. He's just going to remind him that he has first base open. You have the left-handed hitter Adam Lynn walking to the plate. Chris Iannetta, the right-hander, waiting on deck. So I don't think they're going to give in to him at all. Giles out in the pen. Looks like he's ready to go. Second-year manager AJ Hinch.
Astros go 86-76. They were in first place for a long time. Trey Hillman is bench coach on your right, the former Kansas City manager. Texas Rangers ran them down and won the division. Astros did make it as a wild card team, beat the Yankees in that game. Seattle 1 for 6 runners in scoring position tonight. Adam Lynn to tap her back to the pitcher and a strikeout. Here's the 0-1. Popped up, another long run for Marisnick and Gonzalez. Marisnick, he got there. What a play. Tough break for Adam Lynn. Cano with a leadoff single. Gets no farther than second. Nice play by Marisnick, just recently called back to the ball club. Score still tied at 1-1. Seattle Mariners baseball right here at Root Sports, being brought to you by Money Tree. Proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo only at Jack in the Box. What a ball game we have here. 1-1, and we Wade Miley facing his nemesis Jose Altuve. Altuve 9 for 14, 642 batting average against Wade Miley. That's the highest Altuve has against anybody.
Yeah, 2 for 2 today with a home run. Third time through the lineup for Miley. So an important inning for him, working here in the 6th.
Top of the order, Altuve, Springer, and Correa here in the home 6th. Ball and 2 strikes. Took a lot off it, and he still gets a base hit. Tried to fool him, and it didn't work. He's got a 3 for 3 night. That's some run he's on, isn't it?
Last pitch was just 70 miles an hour, outside corner, and he hits it hard right back up the middle. And I don't think he's going to be at first for very long. 10 stolen bases for Altuve. Taking another look at his swing, and the pitch away from him at 70.
Pitch outside to Springer, who's 0 for 2, a strikeout, and a tapper back to Miley. Opposing base runners have been successful in just 16 of 38 attempts against Miley. That's in the course of his career.
I don't think Altuve will try to read his move. I think he's going to guessing game at this point. I think as soon as he starts, he'll take off. So if Miley's going to throw to first, it will be important for him to get it to Lynn quickly.
Two-0 to Springer. 3-0. Altuve with a home run in the first. Mariners tied it in the third on a Robbie Cano base hit to right. They took a rip at 3-0.
Not much of a surprise. We saw the Astros do that a lot last year. Yeah. AJ Hinch, their manager, will turn them loose.
Decent lead for Altuve. 3-1 pitch. And now Springer's aboard. So great speed on the base paths with Carlos Correa coming up. That's the first walk issued by Miley. Question for you: are you the ultimate Northwest fan in the state of Oregon? Then Root Sports is looking for you throughout the month of May. Submit a photo and a story on our website at rootsports.com/ultimate-fan, and you can win a VIP trip for 2 to Seattle. That'll be in September. Personalized jersey and more. It's presented by Country Financial. For official rules, go to rootsports.com.
Since the leadoff home run by Altuve to start the game, this is the first time the Astros will hit with a runner in scoring position. Been an area that they've struggled in this year, hitting .215 as a team with runners in scoring position. Miley's going to try to get a double play ball right here.
Batters Carlos Correa, 2 ground outs. 1 to third, 1 to Miley.
With the right-handed hitter standing in, you better work hard to keep Altuve close to second base.
First pitch strike to Correa. First 2 men have reached here. Skipped up there. 1-1.
With Correa hitting Mariners playing straight up on the defense. Cano cheating towards the bag, just trying to hold Altuve there, but the outfielder straight up, same on the infield.
On 1 pitch. Up the middle, takes Cano right to the bag. There's the double play. Moving to third is Altuve.
We talked about Cano cheating towards the bag, trying to hold Altuve close, and the ball hit right over the base. An easy turn for Cano.
So 2 outs now. Runner at third. Evan Gattis 0 for 2. Gattis now 4 for 10 against Miley. 1-1. Felix Hernandez will be pitching on Monday. He's giving out Altuve an earful. Way upstairs, good save by Iannetta. Not shocking that Felix is one of the better bench jockeys going.
No, not shocking at all. He's always having a good time in the dugout.
He'll be on the mound Monday against Tampa Bay. Pitch swung on, base hit, left field, 2-1. Astros as Gattis comes through, picks up his 7th RBI. Altuve scores easily.
Off speed pitch left up in the zone. That looks like the changeup, 83 miles an hour. Gattis will line it into left field. So the Astros now 1 for 2 runners in scoring position and 2 runs scored by Altuve.
Big swing by Carlos Gomez. He's twice struck out tonight. Down low. One to Gomez. Every pitch he swung at tonight, he's trying to change the zip codes.
A tough time keeping his helmet on.
Mm-hmm. Looking for the 3rd out, a 2-2 pitch. Way upstairs, full count. On deck hitter, Marwin Gonzalez. Got services ball club now down 2-1 here in the 6th. Pitch from Miley in the dirt. Second walk of the inning and the ball game. 2 on.
And it looks like Mel Stottlemyre going to make a trip out to the mound. Gonzalez 1 for 2, had an infield hit his last time up.
Tim Bogart on the phone down to the bullpen. Scott began his career here in Houston as a player. 5 years and then traded to the Cubs and then came back and was part of the 01 playoff team. And had a chance to catch up with some old teammates today. Biggio and Bagwell, pretty key members of those good Houston ball clubs.
Miley now at 90 pitches.
And Marwin Gonzalez had an infield hit his first time up. Struck out looking first time, and there's a strike. Inning started with Altuve, base hit to center. Springer walked, that set up first and second. Correa bounced into a double play. Altuve to third, then on a 2-1 pitch, Gaddis single to left. Put the Astros back in front. Martin with plenty of room. And that will do it for the Astros as they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 2 aboard. Take a 2-1 lead. Angie, thank you very much. As we look at the bottom third of the order for the Mariners in the 7th, Chris Iannetta to lead it off, followed by Ketel Marte and Leonys Martin.
And Ken Giles has taken over for the Astros.
2 years ago, we saw Giles in Philly. Remember that?
Yep.
Who's this guy? Man, he was bringing it.
Yeah, he was throwing hard. Davinsky really pitched well. Mariners seeing him for the first time. Ended up going 6 innings, giving up just 1 run.
We're talking about their bullpen difficulties. Giles did not get off to the great start. Foul off. Astros pen the last 2 games, 7 2/3, no hits, no runs. They picked it up lately.
You look at his ERA, it's almost at 8, a 7.94 ERA for Giles. This will be his 14th appearance on the year, an 0-2 record. Mentioned the ERA, 16 hits and 11 in the 3rd, giving up 4 home runs, and opponents hitting .320 against him. Missed with that last fastball at 96 miles an hour.
3-1 to Chris, and he's aboard. Ball 4. Good to have that tying run on the base paths as we get deeper into this game. The Mother's Day. Get the perfect gift for mom at the Mariners team store. Take advantage of 25 to 50% off select caps, apparel, and souvenirs. The sale's going to end Sunday, May 8th, so head to the nearest Mariners team store. Go get them right now. Here's Marte.
Gonzalez, the third baseman, playing in on the grass.
This time Marte is facing Ken Giles. Gets a strike. Giles misses away. Giles 6'2", 205 out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, facing Ketel Marte.
And no surprise, the Mariners playing the Astros. Tony Sipp getting loose in the pen.
Joel Peralta heating up for the Mariners. Bouncing ball. This might be the only day we see Tony Sipp. His wife's going to be have induced labor tomorrow, birth of a child. So he'll be out of here after tonight's game. We do see him all the time.
Yeah.
Adam Lynn got him for a home run back home in that first series against the Astros. Mariners won 2 out of 3. Two-2 pitch coming here to Marte. Slow roller, attacked by White. He did not get him. And that's an infield hit. There's that superior speed. Marte, and the Mariners in business here. Runners at first and second.
And we'll take a look at it. I'm not sure that White realized how quickly Marte can get down the line.
Wise thing White did was hold on to the ball.
Yeah. It'll be an infield hit. We'll see how Scott Service wants to play in 7th inning. He has Martin drop down a bunt. Gonzalez thinks that's going to happen. So does White. Both the corner infielders playing well in on the grass, expecting the bunt.
Martin and Aoki lead a host of players in the American League with 2 sacrifices so far this season. Crashing from the corners, and the bunt goes foul.
Almost one of those situations with the infielders crashing the way that they are. You'd almost rather see Martin pull the bat back and swing at it. Opens up a lot of holes in the infield. Those guys are going to try to take cover if he does that.
On bunt early. Oh, it's a foul ball. It would have been fair. That would have been tough. Kratz had to play at third.
Ball's going to bounce right behind the plate. Definitely foul. Maniac going through the signs again.
Now Martin at 0-2 hole here.
And the corner infielders, because he's 0-2, will back up a little bit, expecting him to swing.
Ooh.
That'll wake you up.
Sure will.
95 miles an hour right at your head. He's trying to get out over the plate to put a bunt down.
You don't need that nasal spray after all. Mariners threaten here in the 7th, down 2-1. One-two pitch. They got the bunt down. Throw to third, and they get the lead runner. So 1-5. Martin aboard fielder's choice. Out at third is Iannetta.
Well, with 2 strikes, he's just trying to get it in play, and he bounces it right back to the pitcher, Giles. 1 hop, turns quickly. A.J. Hinch out of the dugout. Looks like he's going to make a pitching change, and it'll be Tony Sipp.
So Nori Aoki will be the next hitter for the Mariners, a left-hander, and it wouldn't be a Houston series without seeing Tony Sipp. Mariners trying to build a threat here in the 7th. Boys are back in town this Monday, and you can be on hand to welcome them home for only $12. You heard it, $12. It's all part of BECU Family Night. Pick up $12 view level tickets for this Monday 7-10 matchup against the Rays. Felix will be pitching when you go to Mariners.com. Felix with Franklin Gutierrez. Here's Tony Sipp.
For Sipp, 12 appearances on the year. Been struggling, ERA right at 5. 9 strikeouts, 3 walks in the 9 innings that he has pitched. Opponents hitting .278. He's given up 3 home runs. One of them to Adam Lynn.
Aoki is 0 for 2 against Tony. First and second for the Mariners with 1 out. Strike 1.
Team was not able to get the bunt down, and Iannetta thrown out at third, but good speed on the bases for the Mariners. Marisnik shallow in left field, playing towards the line.
And don't forget, all 3 outfielders have plus arms. Tay scoots back. Aoki tonight singled the center's first 2 times up, scored a run in the 3rd, fouled out to the catcher. 3rd time up in the 5th inning. Good speed with Marte at 2nd. And Martin at 1st, and now Kratz and Sipp trying to get together. So Miley trading notes with Felix Hernandez. Miley tonight has struck out 5 and walked 2. Giving up 2 runs on 5 hits. Here's the 0-1 to Nori. 0-1.
Pretty good pitch from Tony Sipp. Called a ball right on the inside corner.
Tony Sipp making his 33rd appearance against the Mariners. He's been with Cleveland, Arizona, and Houston. One.
Tony doesn't throw as hard as he used to. He used to be 94, 95 miles an hour. His fastball now more around 90, 91.
With Cleveland in 09 through the 12 season, spent 13 seasons with Arizona, and now in his third campaign with the Astros. 2-1 pitch. Make it 3-1. Seth Smith, scheduled next hitter.
At Neshek getting loose in the pen for the Astros.
Rewind to Nori. Inside, Nori thought he had ball 4. Whereas Diaz had a different opinion. 3-2. Outfield. Slanted over towards left field. Big gap in right center and down the right field line. There's ball 4. Bases are loaded.
We're talking about it. The bullpen for the Astros and the struggles that they've had. They are 14th in ERA in the American League. Milwaukee has been on base 3 times tonight.
Bring up Seth Smith, 1 for 5 career against Tony Sipp. Tonight, Seth has struck out walked and struck out looking. Boy, he could do some big damage right now. Bases loaded and 1 out.
Scott Service staying with Seth Smith against the left-hander. Normally we'd see Franklin Gutierrez, but with Neshek getting loose, he decided to stay with Seth.
Ball 1. There's Adam Lind, the lefty who got the Sipp back in Seattle.
Come on, T, you can do it. Come on.
Tough night for the Mariners so far, hitting runners in scoring position, 1 for 7. Seth could change all of that.
Oh, yes, he can. Texas has already lost 12-2 at Toronto. Time granted, called by Eric Kratz as last Diaz.
Come on, T. Come on, Tony.
Seth Smith, .268 career hitter with the bases loaded. Ball 2.
Started him with a couple of off-speed pitches and missed with both of them. Seth should get a fastball to hit right here.
This very well may be the golden opportunity the boys have been looking for. 2-0, bases loaded, down a run. Breaking ball for strike.
Give into it.
Inning started with a walk to Iannetta. Marte, an infield hit. Martin got a bunt down, but they were able to force Iannetta at third. Aoki walked. And that's where we are. Bases loaded. Here's a 2-1 to Seth. With a big pass at it, 2-2. Mariners have had their chances tonight. 1 for 8 runners in scoring position.
If he chases a fastball that's in off the plate, it is.
Two and 2 to Smith. Long look by Tony Sipp. Seth calls time. we go, 2-2. Hit it hard, base hit, right field. Coming in is Martin, right behind him is Martin. The Mariners have taken the lead. Seth Smith with a 2-run single. 3-2 Seattle here in the 7th. And again, the Mariners coming from behind in late innings. Great at bat by Smith. He picks up a couple of RBIs, his first hit tonight, and it breaks an 0 for 12.
And a lot of off-speed pitches from Tony Sipp, and this is going to be another one. Breaking ball 80 miles an hour right in the middle of the plate. Thank you very much. Hits it hard into right field past Altuve. Good speed on the bases. You can see Aoki going all the way around to third as Martin score.
Smitty now 1 for 6 on the season against left-handers. And man, was that big.
Cano 2 for 3.
It'll check. Cano, great numbers against Tony Sipp. 6 for 13 with 2 home runs. Moving to third on that base hit was Aoki. Mariners with the lead, 3-2, looking for more. Just 1 out, 2 on. Broken bat ground ball. Altuve flipped. And Cano just got him. Just got him. He'd been safe, another run would have scored, but Seth Smith gets the job done with a 2-2 pitch to make sure he touches the bag here. Looks like he did. It's a good play all around, but the Mariners take the lead here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's 3-2 Seattle. If you had Washington's lottery mobile app, this break in the action would be the perfect time to check winning numbers. Play today as you get a good look at America's 4th largest city, Houston, Texas. Mariners have just taken a 3-2 lead. Seth Smith, his first hit off a lefty, brings in 2 runs. Here's what Wade Biley did, and he's in line to win his 3rd consecutive game. 6 innings, a 5-hit, 2-run ball, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 92 pitches. How about Seth Smith coming up big on a 2-2 pitch and got it through the infield, scoring 2 runs, and now they turn it over to the bullpen, Joel Peralta.
And he has really pitched well for the Mariners. 12 appearances on the year, 1-0 record, a 2.25 ERA, 15 strikeouts, only 2 walks in 12 innings. Opponents hitting just 146 off of Peralta. His fastball will be around 90 miles an hour, mix in slider, split, occasional curveball. Right now, Seth, the hero of the show. Bases loaded single.
Bottom 3rd of the order for Peralta: Tyler White, Eric Kratz, Jake Marisnick. Another big at bat and a first hit for Smitty against the lefty. Tyler White 0 for 2. Peralta pitched a scoreless inning in yesterday's game. Pitched the 8th, struck out 2, and was the bottom third of the order in Oakland.
I wonder if they're going to try to get a couple of innings out of him. Typically, we've watched him pitch in the 8th inning, but here he is in the 7th, so might try to stretch him a little bit. As Castro, the catcher, waits on deck, he's going to pinch hit. Pinch hit for the starting catcher, Kratz.
1-1 to the Houston first baseman, 40-year-old Joel Peralta. Got a big hand in the success of Mariner pen. His first 28, now 29 games. Preston Tucker.
Called Castro back. They're going to have Tucker hit.
Mariner RBIs tonight. Cano in the 3rd, and then Seth Smith here in the 7th. Mariners start today a 1.5 game lead over second place Texas. The Rangers got blown out in Toronto 12-2. Other American League scores. Baltimore beats the Yankees in 10, 1-0. We don't see those kinds of scores. 10 innings. Boston leading at Chicago 4-2 in the 5th. Cleveland beat Detroit 9-4. 2-2 pitch. Base hit left field. White digging for 2. Here's a throw by Aoki. Got a chance. Safe. Leadoff double, Tyler White.
And we'll take a look at an off-speed pitch. That's the split. Leaves it up in the zone, and he stays on it. Good play by Aoki in left field to cut it off and try to get him out at second base. Strong one-hop throw. He just beats it. Preston Tucker is going to hit. Castro now out on deck.
So Preston Tucker, pinch hit for catcher Eric Kratz. There it is. White sliding safely into second. Tucker, 207 hitter, 1 for 7 as a pinch hitter. He's gone deep in the past. Third consecutive inning, the Astros have got the leadoff man aboard. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. One.
Peralta trying to keep the ball away from him. Doesn't want him to pull the ball with nobody out and move the runner up. Last pitch of fastball missed off the plate away.
One pitch. Top of the zone for a strike.
Slow curveball at 77.
Tyler White, the runner at second base. He's the tying run. See if he can put him away here. 1-2. And he does. Joel Peralta, big strikeout, 1 down.
We'll take a look at it. That's the split. Such a good pitch in this situation because the hitter is trying to get out in front of a fastball, and typically they'll be early if you have a good off-speed pitch, and that one looks like it's a fastball in the zone, and the bottom falls out of it and you swing over the top of it.
Here's Jason Castro. Had a good series in Minnesota. They took 2 out of 3 here at home against the Twins. Castro went 5 for 9, a couple homers and 5 runs batted in. Castro was struggling mightily when the Astros came to Seattle, hitting 116. And remember, Miley walked him with Carnes walked him with the lead.
Right.
And Miles Stoudemire got all over him about that. Come on, we got a big lead. He's hitting a $116 and he's batting 9th. Come on.
Not quite the shift. Marte playing up the middle. Cano out on the grass and right. They're playing deep. See, Adam Lynn is close to the line at first.
One-0 pitch. In with a strike. Castro 0 for 2 career against Peralta. Two balls, 1 strike. Leadoff double for Wade at second, 1 out. Big pitch at 2-1. Cano in short right field. Bouncing ball goes foul. 2-2. Castro, long rep for the Astros a few years ago in the All-Star game. 2-2.
And it looks like Nick Vincent getting loose in the pen for the Mariners.
Will Harris and Neshek getting ready for Houston. 2-2. Peralta could use another strikeout. Joel in his 12th year with his 7th team steps off the rubber. Two, way outside.
So many times he'll show you the fastball off the plate away and come back with the split. That's how he's able to get the strikeout with Tucker. 3-2. We'll see if he goes with the split. He has first base open. Altuve waiting on deck.
Big pitch here in the 7th. Trying to protect that 1-run lead. And he lost him. Go-ahead runs aboard.
Yeah, that's a big walk because I think if he's able to get him out, strike him out, get him out, leave the runner at second, then you have the option to walk Altuve if you want. Scott Service making a trip out to the mound.
Well, leadoff double, a strikeout, looking at a walk, and Peralta is done here in the 7th. To get Altuve, who's been murdered tonight. A home run, a single, and a single. 2 runs scored. Mariners trying to protect a 1-run lead. Columbia Bank, difference of the game. Take you back to the top half of this inning. Seth Smith at the dish. Boy, does he come through.
Yeah, he gets a breaking ball from Tony Sipp, the left-hander, with the bases loaded. Drives in a couple of runs as Marte and Martin both score.
Seth getting the job done. Mentioned broken 0 for 12 with that base hit.
Nick Vincent going to take over for the Mariners. 11 appearances for Nick, 1-1 record, a 1.74 ERA. He has pitched well. 13 strikeouts, has yet to walk about her in 10 1/3. Opponents hitting just 114. A couple different fastballs. He has a 2-seamer and a cut fastball. It'll be anywhere from 87 to 91 miles an hour. Also mix in a slider.
This is one guy in the American League you hate seeing coming up in a spot like this. He is 0 for 1 against Vincent, but now you got trying to protect a 1-run lead. He's already got his 6th 3-hit game of the year as we play here on May 5. He's 3 for 3 tonight, a homer and 2 singles, 2 runs scored.
And he can get down the line. Tough to double up. 1 out.
Need an atom ball right now. 1 hopper to Marte. Breaking ball missed. Bullpen trying to keep the Mariners in front and keep Wade Miley in line to win his 3rd consecutive ball game. (1-0) to Altuve. Paints the corner. 1-1. Altuve started the evening bubbling just outside the top 10 in batting. 1-1 from Nick Vincent. Fouled back.
He was able to get away with a fastball. 90 miles an hour right in the middle of the plate. An aggressive swing by Altuve.
Oh man, center cut. Oh. Whew. No bargain on deck with Springer. Love to get an out right here. 1-2 to Altuve. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Astros have 6 hits. Altuve's got 3 of them. Base runners, White at second with a leadoff double. Jason Castro, pinch hitter, was walked. 2-2. High drive, center field, going towards that darn hill. Up the hill, on the hill. Here comes Tyler White. Castro right behind him. Here's the throw to the plate. They got a chance, and Castro's meat got him. Great throw by Marte. But Jose Altuve does it again. He's 4 for 4. His career best is 4 hits, and that's the 13th time he's done it. He's tied the game at 3-3. What a night.
And we'll take a look at it. He hits this ball 420 feet. It's 436 over the fence in center field, and this lands, oh, probably halfway up the hill.
So a double.
Right towards the top of the hill.
And an RBI. Look at this throw by Marte.
Yeah, and it was, you saw Martine. He was able to get it in quickly.
Boy, oh boy.
And I think A.J. Hinch is out there right now. He's arguing with Laz Diaz. I think he thinks that Iannetta was blocking the plate. It looked to me as if Chris gave him the window to slide to, but then he had to take a step to reach him to make the tag, and that's the reason why there was some contact at home. But we'll take a look. He's in good shape right there, and you'll see the slide. He reaches in. There's the step to try to tag him. I think that's what A.J. is arguing about. But a good play by Martine. He had to run a long way and was able to get it in quickly, hit Marte on the cutoff, and a strong throw from Marte. Laz Diaz right there. Watch him take the step to put the tag on him. He never gets to home plate. And Laz Diaz calls him out immediately, but they're going to take a look. Meantime, Altuve ended up at third base.
Double, RBI, third on the throw. Tyler White scored from second. 424 on that blast, 424 feet.
4 hits for Altuve. A couple of singles, a double, and a home run.
This is not a challenge. I'm being told it's a review.
Showing it on the big screen again. It looked to me as if Chris was just taking a step to put the tag on him, and he slid into his shoe. Maybe the bottom of his shin guard.
What a night for Altuve. 4 for 4.
Oh.
2 runs batted in.
Take another look. Chris catching the ball, and then he's going to step towards him. I thought that was okay, and looks like the umpires agree with it. He is out.
With 2 outs. Altuve at third. Tied ball game at 3-3. Terrific relay. 8-6-2 on the putout of Castro trying to score from first. Altuve ends up at third, and now George Springer is 0 for 2 with a walk. Swing and a miss with a slider. Altuve, a one-man wrecking crew. Ball 1.
It'll be interesting to listen to Scott Service after the game. If they were able to get Castro out, somebody you mentioned he just had a good series, but up to that point really struggling. They end up walking him, and you have first base open. Maybe he puts Altuve on in that situation and goes after Springer.
I'm told that was a challenge, and now Houston out of challenges. 2-1 count to George Springer. Yeah, you make a good point there, Mike. 2-1.
I mean, it's Scott's first year managing, but you and I have seen enough of Altuve. I wouldn't pitch to him in any situation where I could get beat, even though at that point, you look at it, he is the go-ahead run, but
he's that good a hitter.
He's that good a hitter, yeah.
and
normally I wouldn't like it, but
right.
With him, I've seen him do it too many times to the Mariners.
Good hitter who's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's daily double. Meanwhile, Vincent's got a 3-2 count here to George Springer. Trying to keep it a tie ball game. Carlos Correa is on deck. Payoff pitch to Springer. Popped it up, playable. Right center field. Martinez there, and that'll do it. Astros tie it up. That man again, Altuve. An RBI double makes it a 3-3 ball game as we go to the 8th. We are well aware. We have the utmost respect for Jose Altuve. He's one guy you just do not want to see come to the plate in a big spot.
Will Harris is taking over for the Astros. He's one of the few relievers that has pitched well this year. ERA 0.71. Altuve 4 hits.
Oof. Harris has 11 consecutive scoreless appearances, covering an 11 1/3 innings. One to Nelson Cruz, 0 for 3. Preston Tucker takes over in left field for Marisnick, and Jason Castro behind the plate takes over for Eric Kratz. One to Cruz. Breaking ball for strike.
Nelson's not happy with either one of the calls. He thought the fastball was off the plate, and he's right as you see the EQC tracer, and he thought that breaking ball was down out of the strike zone.
Hey, not happy.
No, he's had words on a couple of his at-bats for Laz Diaz, the home plate umpire.
Only 1 for 7 against Will Harris. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Take a look. Pitch in question here.
It'll be a curveball. And the third pitch You can see it right there on the EQC tracer.
Back to live action, 2-2 pitch. Fouled it off. And yes, that was an angry looking swing. Three ball game, top of the 8th. Altuve waiting for it. One out. Ellie doing a burn at the plate at last Diaz in that plate appearance. MLB TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 devices. Includes a free subscription to At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Visit Mariners.com for details. Kyle Seager. Hit hard. Altuve can't get it. Pounds the turf. Seager's aboard with a base hit. His second tonight. He tripled back in the second.
And the Astros had the shift on, but Kyle's able to hit through it. Gets the first pitch fastball, hits it hard. Altuve with the diving effort, just out of his reach.
Didn't miss by much.
Gonna bring up Adam Lynn. Adam 0 for 3, looking for his first hit. The Astros will stay in the shift.
Adam, career 0 for 2 against Harris. Bouncing ball, charging is Gonzalez. Slow roller. Got him. 2 away. Moving to second is Seager.
I'll bring up Chris Iannetta. Iannetta 0 for 2, walked his last time up. Now I have the Mariners 2 for 10 runners in scoring position in tonight's game. Came into the game hitting .233 as a team. It's Kyle Seager with his second base hit. He moved up to second, put himself into scoring position. Chris Iannetta, they go to the shift again.
Mariners looking for another 2-out RBI. Bounce foul. So the Mariners recorded 51 2-out RBIs coming into tonight's game. Cano got one back in the third. That's #1 in the American League. Oh, 1 to Iannetta. 1-1. Big opportunity with 2 outs. A lot of room right side. That's strike 2. Seager at second. Don't forget great arms in center and right. Backing up Gonzalez. This hit pretty well, but he gets back there to make the catch, and that'll do it. The Mariners turned away in the 8th. Coming up in the Houston 8th, Correa, Gaddis, and Gomez, 3-3 game. here in Houston, first of 4. 3-3 the score. We want you to join the conversation. For up-to-date game information and live interaction, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Check us out. Stay connected with Root Sports. Mariner fans in the house here in Houston. Nick Vincent will stay on. Gave up an RBI double to Altuve in the 7th that tied the ball game. Retired George Springer with a fly out the center. Here's Carlos Correa. 0 for 3 tonight. 2 ground outs. Also hit into a double play.
Mariner outfielders all playing deep, trying to take the double away. Kyle Seager on the line at third. See how close Kyle is at third base. The outfielders all in front of the warning track.
3, 4, and 5 in the Houston order. We're in the 8th. 2-0. Mariners got their runs. A 3rd inning, 2-out RBI single to right by Robbie Cano. 7th inning, they got a 2-run single by Seth Smith. Put the Mariners in front 3-2. Astros come right back because of the Jose Altuve show. He's 4 for 4. Driven in 2 runs. He's homered. He's scored twice.
Correa now in a good count, 3-0. Has 4 home runs on the year. I'm sure he has the green light to swing away if he wants. Good pitch right on the outside corner.
Tall, rangy shortstop. Along the lines of Cal Ripken Jr. and A-Rod and Jeter. 3-1 pitch. Missed. Well, Vincent with his first walk and a go-ahead run is at first base. Coming up tomorrow, game 2 of this series. CenturyLink bringing you what's next. Taijuan Walker against former Mariner Doug Fister. Mariners got Fister back home in Seattle. Matter of fact, it was Taijuan who bested Fister on Monday the 25th. Taijuan won 7 innings of 6-hit 1-run ball, K'd 11 that day. Fister 6 innings of 4-hit 3-run ball, walked 7 and struck out 2. Double play ball. Marte, Cano, over to Adam Lind. Well timed. And of course, do not forget, after we wrap up this 4-game set here in Houston, we'll be home. Short series with Tampa Bay and then the Angels. But Felix will get things started. Come on out, everybody. 119, almost 120,000 fans the last time we were at home over the weekend. Drew Smiley, be Felix's opponent. That was the second double play turned by the Mariners tonight. Trying to bunt his way on his Gomez.
Al Seager at third was playing deep. Took a shot at it. But Alan Nuno getting loose in the Mariner pen.
So 0-2 for Carlos Gomez. 2 strikeouts and a walk this evening. Vincent ready with the 0-2. And he puts him away. Good pitch. Strikes out Gomez. Double play, big part of that 8th inning. We go to the top of the 9th, locked up at 3-3. All right, Angie, thank you. 8-year veteran Luke Gregerson takes over.
Closer for the Astros. This will be his 11th appearance, a 1.64 ERA in 11 innings. His 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. Opponents hitting 111 against him. Pretty good sinker ball. Going to try to keep the ball on the ground. Marte, Martin, and Aoki do up here in ninth.
Marte 1 for 1 against Luke Gregerson. Here's the first pitch. Bounced it foul. Marte tonight 1 for 3 with a run scored. Gonzalez in on the cut at third. Tried to slap his way on there. 0-2.
See on the tracer, both pitches at the bottom of the strike zone. That's where Gregerson likes to live.
He did go. Strikeout victory. 1 out.
After a couple of fastballs to get ahead, he comes back with a breaking ball. Curveball at 82 miles an hour down out of the strike zone, and Marte not able to hold up his swing.
Richard Martin, he's 1 for 3 against Gregerson. Solid base hit. Out of the box hard. Gomez, good throwing arm, gets it back in.
The Mariners have some speed on the bases.
Yes, they do.
Second base hit for Martin. See Correa, the shortstop, playing up the middle, and a slicing line drive by him. Bring up Aoki. He's been on base 3 times. A couple of hits and a walk.
Here's a look at your in-game box score. Cano driven in a run set. Smith driven in 2. Martin with a 2-hit day. Seager 2 hits. Nori looking for hit number 3. Nori 0 for 2 against Gregerson. Luke in his 2nd year with the Astros. Strike 1. Started out with San Diego, was with them from 09 to 2013, then 14 season with Oakland. Last year, his best year in terms of saves, he had 31. A 7-3 record. Chopper foul 0-2. Another tight ball game.
Steve Cishek getting loose in the pen just in case.
Outside to North. 1-2. Second meeting with the Astros. Mariners prevailed 2-1. Series back in Seattle, April 25th. 3-2 win for the Mariners, and then 11-1 on the 26th. Astros salvaged the win behind Colin McHugh on the 27th. 7-4 victory. Runner goes. There's a throw by Castro. Not in time, and he was able to maintain contact with the bag. Another stolen base for Martinez, 2nd tonight, his 5th on the season.
What a good jump he was able to get. Timed it perfectly. As you mentioned, a good job staying on the base.
AJ's a position where he can only ask for a look-see. They're out of challenges. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief.
I don't think they're going to take a look. We'll take another look at it. Hard slide into second. His leg is on the base right there. His toe is on the base.
He's good.
Yeah, I never saw him lose contact. I think AJ's just hoping right there.
I'd have to say you're correct on that one.
He's fine.
Yeah. This should not require a long look. A 2-2 pitch when we resume for Nori Aoki. Go ahead run at second.
And the Mariners need a clutch base hit. 2 for 11 tonight. Runners in scoring position, so tough night on that end for him. Aoki having a good night. 2 for 3. He's been on base 3 times. He also has a walk. And then you have Seth Smith, who delivered the big base hit with the bases loaded to drive in 2 runs waiting on deck.
Mariners 11 for 33 in the sweep at Oakland. Runners in scoring position. Safe. You betcha. One out. Go ahead run at second. 2-2 pitch coming up to Nori Aoki. Already has 2 hits and a run scored tonight. 2 for 3 with a walk. Fielder and center fielder shallow and shading towards the line for Aoki. Good speed at second. Martin. 2-2 from Gregerson. Full count. Seth Smith is on deck.
3-2. Hello. Come on, kid.
Good chance for Nori to find some grass out there in the outfield here at Minute Maid Park. 3-2 pitch. Taken for ball 4. That'll work. Second time he's walked tonight.
Talked a lot about Aoki in his career. 353 on base percentage, and he's starting to work his way. They're picking up some hits, taking his walks over the last week or so.
It's going to bring up Seth Smith. 7th inning hero drove in 2 on a 2-2 pitch. Base hit to right.
Gomez, the center fielder, shading towards left center. Correa, the shortstop, playing right up the middle.
Good speed out there for the Mariners. Down low with the breaking ball. 4 consecutive left-handers facing Gregerson.
And another one waiting on deck in Robinson Cano. Nobody getting loose in the pen for the Astros. Gregerson 11 pitches, 6 strikes.
Smitty broke an 0 for 12 with that 2-run single in the 7th. Smitty 1 for 7 career against Gregerson. Counted 1-1.
Good fastball for him to hit. 90 miles an hour in the middle of the plate.
Opportunity a knocking here for the Mariners. 3-3 ball game, top 9. There you go, base hit. Good arm out there. They'll stop Martin at third.
Hit on the button right to Springer. So the Mariners have him loaded up. Robbie Cano coming up. Nowhere to put him. Good at bat, Seth Smith.
Looks like a breaking ball, curveball, 83 miles an hour, and he stays on it, hits it hard into right field. One hop, line drive towards Springer, who has a strong throwing arm. Good idea to hold up Martin. Cano having a good night, 2 for 4 tonight.
And against Gregerson, he's 3 for 9.
There's 1 RBI in the game.
Third inning RBI single to right extended his hitting streak to 6 ball games. They could use one here. Outside, ball 1.
Right now he's going to look for a pitch that's up in the zone if he can get one. And last pitch up and away off the plate. Gregerson's going to try to pitch at the bottom of the zone, try to get him to hit it on the ground.
Bases loaded. Pitch to Robbie. There's your fly ball. And it's deep to center. Gomez is not going to get it. Here they come. Martin. Here comes Aoki. Here comes Smitty. The throw to the plate way offline. A 3-run double. Robinson Cano and the Mariners have blown it open here in the 9th. 6-3 Seattle. What a night for Cano. What a run he is on in these first 29 games.
Well, he wanted to pitch up in the zone, and he's going to get it right in the middle of the plate. Fastball, 90 miles an hour. That is right there for him. Just don't miss it. And he didn't. You can see he bounces it off the warning track about 400 feet away. Clears the bases, and by clearing the bases, he now has 30 RBIs on the season.
League leader.
Still just the 1 out. Now Nelson Cruz a chance to drive in another run.
6-3 Mariners in the 9th. Breaking ball to Nelly. 4 RBI night for Robinson Cano. Inside.
Saw it in Oakland, and you have to be impressed with the at-bats that they put on you. From the top of the lineup to the bottom of the lineup. Martin with the base hit going the other way. Aoki seeing a number of pitches before he works the walk. The base hit by Seth. And then the huge double by Cano to clear the bases.
All in 2 strikes. Robbie's about as locked in as we've ever seen him.
I agree.
That's going back to Yankee days.
Yeah, he's squaring it up. And the Mariners again, so far in every game on this road trip, double digits in hits. 12 hits in this one.
Nelly strikes out. Out number 2.
Bring up Kyle Seager. Kyle having a good night. 2 for 4 with a triple.
And he's got good numbers against Gregerson. 4 for 10. Kyle with his first triple of the season. First at bat back in the 2nd. Good night for him. 2 for 4. Out of the Mendoza, above the Mendoza line now with the 2 hits. 204 coming into this at bat. Started the day at 192. And the triple extended his hitting streak to 6 games. 1-0 pitch with Cano at 2nd. Hit foul.
The Mariners can hold on and win this game. One of the things that Scott Service is going to be happy about, because of the kind of at-bats the guys have put on the closer of the Astros. You're starting a 4-game series, and he's thrown 21 pitches here in this inning.
Seventh batter to face Gregerson here in the 9th. 6-3 Mariners. 2 balls, 1 strike. Seager trying to pick up another run here. 2-1 pitch. But late, 2-2. Texas has already lost, so Mariners have a chance to pick up a full game on second place Texas. 2-2 pitch to Kyle.
Just trying to spoil that fastball off the outside corner. Now able to get a piece of it.
First 6 innings for the Mariners, 1 run on 6 hits. The last 3 innings, 5 runs on 6 hits. Ferguson taking his time. 2-2 to Seager. Fly ball left field. Preston Tucker. He's under it. That'll do it. But what an inning for the Mariners. A 3-run double by Robinson Cano gives the Mariners a 6-3 lead as we go to the home ninth. Want to see a pretty sight. 1-0 pitch, bases loaded. Robbie Cano, kaboom! Big blast over the head of Gomez. It sliced away from him, and everybody came around to score. Martin, Aoki, and Smith. 6-3 Mariners, and now they bring on Steve Cishek, the closer, and he's perfect. 8 for 8. But Robbie Cano, what a night! He's driven in 4 runs.
You look at his second half last year, and he had a big second half. Really played well, hit the ball well. I don't think at any point he had a stretch where he hit it as hard as he's been hitting it this year. That was a laser over Gomez's head.
And hit it so hard, the slice that it took, Gomez was on line at first, and then he had no chance.
Yeah. Cishek, as Dave mentioned, 8 for 8 in his save opportunities. A 0.69 ERA, 14 strikeouts in 13 innings. Opponents hitting 152. Sidearm or fastball will be 91 to 93 miles an hour. Also mix in a slider to the right-handers. Occasional changeup to the lefties. But he is hitting the ball hard.
And that other base hit back in the third, you're talking about how he's getting on top of the high pitch too, and that
driving it.
Swing, yeah, it's beautiful.
Mariners have the shift on with Gonzalez leading things off. Kyle Seager in on the grass at third, take the bunt away.
High pop, right field, right center field. Seth Smith, 1 down. The Mariner fans are thinking along with us. Cishek, get 3 outs before Altuve has a chance to come up.
he's due up 5th in the game. I think the other thing too, again, Gregerson, you're starting a 4-game series and Gregerson having to throw, I believe it was 27 pitches in that inning. That is not what you want to see from your closer when you're starting a series.
Tyler White. Cishek, his fastball's got some life. As mentioned, Toronto beat Texas 12-2, so the Mariners poised to go 2.5 up on second place Texas. Angels at 3.5 back. They were off tonight. One pitch. One and two. Way outside. Mariners get 2 runs in the 7th, 3 in the 9th. Yesterday, 3 in the 7th. Come from behind. Robbie Cano, American League leader in RBIs. Big night for him. Drove in 4. Martin will take care of this. 2 outs. They bring up Preston Tucker for the 2nd time. Came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th and took a called 3rd strike from Joel Peralta. In there for strike.
They're talking about the night for Cano having the 4 RBIs. I think you have to look at the 9-hitter, Martin, Aoki, and Smith.
Good work.
The combination between those 3, there's a base hit. The combination of those 3, they were on base 10 times tonight for Cano.
He gets all the way through to the wall. A double for Tucker. Take a look at the Mariner box score. A lot of good stuff.
And there you can see it. Martin, 2 hits. He was also on a fielder's choice. Aoki, 2 hits and had 2 walks. So he was on 4 times. Seth Smith, a couple of hits and a walk. So those 3 gentlemen all in front of Cano on 10 times tonight.
Fly ball left field. This will do it. Mariners have won 4 consecutive games, 15 of the last 20. And en route, they hope for a 7th consecutive series win as that man Robinson Cano drives in 4. They win the first of 4 here in Houston, 6-3. What a night.
30 RBIs for Cano after 28 games, leads the American League. Cishek, a perfect 9 for 9 in the save opportunities. Nice job by Wade Miley again tonight in this one. Really pitched well. Will not get the win, unfortunately, but another good outing for a Mariner starter.
Nick Vincent gets the win. He goes to 2-1. Luke Gregerson the loss, 0-1. What a night for the Mariners. 2 runs in the 7th, 3 in the 9th. They'll pull it out here. 6-3 as Robbie Cano with the bases loaded now as a career .336 hitter with 80 runs, batted in on just 49 hits. Hey now, hey now. 6-3 is the final. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines starts right now with Angie and Bill.